humans and future AI overlords. I'm using Google Slides. I use Google for a lot of things, but the productivity tools, aside from Gmail, don't really use much of their stuff, here and there. But I am more of a Microsoft person when it comes to productivity tools. But I'm going to slide into slides and see how this goes. So anyway, I'm here today to talk about Google Veo 2. This is the new text-to-video tool that Google released recently. And it goes up against OpenAI Sora. And OpenAI Sora blew my freaking mind last December. I mean, it was like a Christmas gift of awesomeness. And it's still like I go back and look at the Sora site and I'm just like blown away. You should just go to the Sora site every once in a while if you just want to just get inspired by the cool and amazing things that people do. They've got a created channel. They got a recent, as you can see, lots of cool stuff there. But yeah, it's cool stuff. So we're going to check it out. So Veo 2, it creates high quality videos from text prompts. You can use different diverse styles and resolutions, and it understands complex camera instructions, simulates real world physics for natural motion. Now, I used basic prompts. I'm not doing anything fancy. When Sora came out, I just did some prompts that I liked. I used some that were on the site and kind of created my own version. But I'm basically using the same Sora prompts that I used now with Google Veo 2 just to see how it compares, like one-to-one. So anyway, so let's check it out. So Sora, of course, by OpenAI, text to video, blew my mind, absolutely incredible stuff. I mean, text to video has been around for a while, but for just basic people using tools, it's not been super sophisticated. The output's been pretty limited, really small, videos, not very good resolution. The stuff that Sora and Veo 2 have created have been really amazing stuff. So we're going to kind of compare the tools. I'm going to use the same prompts, that I used from Sora. So we'll look at Veo first, and then we'll see what I did with Sora, and we'll kind of compare and figure out kind of what works. But these are just truly basic prompts. And I definitely want to get more sophisticated with it. So my first prompt is a sleek, futuristic rocket ship. Now, this is a lot of words here. And that's the thing I found really interesting, is sometimes really long prompts didn't generate significantly improved video. And, so I got to explore that a little bit more. But some really short prompts created more epic videos. It kind of blew my mind. But I am a fan of the rocket ship. Ever since I was a kid, I can remember getting my very first rocket ship, and it just blew my mind. And, I wanted to go to space camp. I wanted to be an astronaut, all that fun stuff. And so that was always the dream. So science fiction and stuff like that, I've always loved it. Rocket ships, I just feel like they're a great metaphor for, hey, live your dream, go explore, do amazing things. So anyway, this is the prompt, sleek, futuristic rocket ship. We're going to check out Google Veo 2 first. So we have a countdown going. The countdown's pretty fail. The rocket ship is sleek, although the windows in it, a little strange. It's got some like booster rockets, kind of like the space shuttle, or like a lot of the rockets we take off, So it's interesting what it kind of pulled from it, but very much a sleek rocket, pretty futuristic. You see how the camera's kind of panning around it. So it was kind of interesting. Let's see how Sora did that. So this one made me want to hurl, like the camera movements and the rocket. It looks like it was a separation rocket. I don't know. So that was the very first Sora video I created, and it blew my freaking mind that a few words and a text, and a few minutes later, you had this super cool video. Even though it felt wrong on a lot of levels, it was still cool. So anyway, I thought it was great. So one of the things I love doing is I love asking AI to describe itself, often to envision itself in imagery. And you see that in a lot of my thumbnails that's me prompting text to image tools to create AIs, and what it thought an AI would look like. So anyway, we're going to check out Google's Veo 2 and see what it thought. And this is pretty epic. I mean, it looks like a human with like implants and stuff like that. I mean, it looks real. I mean, this could be someone walking down the street, like that would blow my mind. So let's check out what Sora did. And this was a little weird. I mean, futuristic, but like in a Terminator, morphing Terminator kind of perspective. So I mean, like I got the futuristicness, the sleekness kind of a thing. I was using similar words like for the rocket ships and stuff. So there's maybe some bleed over there, but in the way my brain was kind of prompting, but it felt like literally Google wins this video experience. Like the looks more realistic. So I thought that was kind of, so I'm back to rockets, create a rocket ascending to the heavens, leaving a radiant arc of neon light behind it. The arc cuts across a logo, dividing the canvas into stark contrast of dark and light. Anyway, I was trying to think about this as like maybe a potential like, replacement for the rocket on this channel. But anyway, let's see what Google did. See those buildings moving behind it? It feels like the movie Inception, and then like Doctor Strange is doing like a portal, and then there's a retro rocket ship taking off. I don't know. It just felt like a lot of things, and it didn't make sense. So let's see how Sora handled this. So this is really more what I was envisioning. Rocket ascending to the heavens. It has that sort of arc going from behind it. But this feels very much like a retro video kind of a thing. So like, maybe during when Tron 1 was released. So I definitely feel like the second Sora wins this one, from the standpoint of it's more of the vision, but it's not as realistic. Solar system flybys. Hey, if you're on a rocket ship, you're going to travel through a solar system. So let's see how that works. I love those videos where they show flybys through the solar system. I love that. I love going into VR when you could experience the solar system and stuff like that. It's so cool. Anyway, let's see what Google did. Looking cool. Earth spinning. Oh, more planets. Lots of planets spinning. Like lots of similar sized planets. Is this right? This doesn't seem right. Yeah. Okay. So pretty cool. Pretty realistic. Planetary size wrong, location wrong, but could just be my prompt that I need to say, hey, flying through the solar system, you want to do it in the order and the planets and realistic sizes. So it's likely my prompt. Let's see what Sora did. Okay, cool. That is cool. Ooh, we even check a moon. Oh, I love that. See, I love how the camera goes in. Okay, another planet flies in here. Okay, where's that second planet gone? Did it morph into that planet? I don't know. That was, okay, so they're both, I think, very cool in their own way. The camera work of the Sora one felt more interesting. So I kind of feel like it's a tie. They're both cool in their own way. They're both absolutely inaccurate when it comes to our solar system, but that's likely me just not being as clear with my prompt. So a thrilling chase scene through a dense forest with a skilled archer evading pursuers on horseback. So this was something, action. Like, let's see what it does. Google Veo 2. Action. This has got like Lord of the Rings kind of a thing, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, that, the arrow was bent, and I don't know, it's a special arrow, not meant to pierce things, but I don't know. And some of the movements are a little bit jittery, but looked kind of realistic. So let's see what Sora did. So like, look at that camera shot at the side, then it's following her. Oh yeah, that is so cool. Holding the bow a little strangely, a little bit more close up, and then woo. Okay, that was, I think, significantly better, and like for a lot of reasons. The camera shot, the following it, the action, the changing perspective, that just felt really cool. The video resolution was less. That was one thing I was really surprised with, but still I feel like Sora wins. I mean, Google was good, but Sora was just really good. Create an abstract animation. So create an abstract animation of geometric shapes and lines, pulsating and transforming to create a dynamic visual symphony. Like I used to listen to music and have my computer do those like sort of geometric shapes. There's some screensavers and some tools, some old music players that would do some cool graphics and stuff. So that was what inspired. Let's see what Google did with this. Oh, that's weak sauce. Like I remember when I saw this, like going, ooh, this is just blah. You know what I mean? Like this is, it is geometric shapes. It meets the brief of the prompt, but pretty basic. And that's just, once again, basic prompts give basic responses. So now this is cool. It's very much like a kaleidoscope kind of effect. And I was playing around with the kaleidoscope thing, I remember during this time, but I really felt like Sora kind of gave a much more dynamic sort of video. So I definitely feel like Sora wins. Like the Google one is fine. The prompt is basic. So, so Google's fine. The prompt is weak, but Sora really took it to another level. So create a video of a serene underwater world. I love underwater stuff. Atlantis movies, the great DC movies with Aquaman and stuff like that are awesome. Create a video of a serene underwater world teeming with colorful fish and coral reefs with a majestic whale swimming gracefully by. So let's see what Google Veo did. That is sweet. Check that the bubbles, the reflection on the sea surface. That is epic. The colorful. Oh yeah, that Google, dude, that's awesome. Let's see what Sora did. Okay, whale, bubbles. Not seeing as much reflection. I love how you see the light penetrating the colorful seafloor coral. Like, it's really good. They're both, I think, both very, very good in my opinion. But I do feel like Google's perspective is a little bit better. I think just because the whales come in like a little bit more, you see more the perspective of the whale coming kind of more at you versus the one where it's more kind of pointed away. But anyway, very, very good. Create a video of a man wearing eyeglasses. So this is one that I took from the Sora site that I did my version. I took it and I ran it again to get an output, and the output was exactly the same, as the one on the site. So let's see what Google did. So this looks okay. So you see the glasses, you see a little lens flare, the facial behavior. I mean, it feels really good. Like it looks realistic. I mean, this looks like a real person. Some guy with glasses on being kind of cheeky. But let's see what Sora did. This is the one where I took the prompt from the site. Now this is a little bit more in slow motion. I didn't indicate that, but look at that. Now I have to say the facial expression is great. Look at the eyes, the glass, the light reflection. Like that's freaking epic. But so they're both very good. One has got some more elements, some more reflections. The first one didn't really have that, but like that's, so I kind of feel like Sora wins, but they're both awesome, but Sora wins. There's so many extra stuff, although it is in slow-mo, which I wish it wasn't in slow-mo. Still, Sora definitely won that. Living snowman, create a living snowman dancing in the middle of a grocery store. So I miss the snow, and I remember loving making snow people when I was a kid and little snow families. We're going to see what Google did. Cool. So, yep, snowman. There's people. The people look fairly realistic. Don't look too closely at the eyes. The eyes are, like I didn't check if they've all got 5 fingers, on each hand, but you could tell the eyes were a little off. But you could see they're dressed, and you got a dancing living snowman in a grocery store. Like there's a grocery store cart, different kinds of people. I thought that was clever. Pretty impressive. Let's see what Sora did with this. All right, the dancing snowman. Yep, very cool. You see people in the background. Not very good resolution. Yeah, like the people were bundled up, and that could be just because of the winter, but you couldn't get much. I felt like Google wins because you can see other customers there, even though there were some issues with eyes and stuff like that. Overall, it was significantly more realistic on the Google side than the Sora side. But I just say this: the liveliness of the snowman and the Sora side was definitely better. So, but overall, the Google wins that one. So, lightning strikes a man. I'm a big superhero person. I mean, I love DC, Marvel. I was a big fan of Shazam as a kid. So I love this thing. Like Thor, like lightning striking kind of thing. I'm also a big fan of like storms. So I love storms and weather when it doesn't hurt anybody, but I do like weather events that are just I don't know, I like rain. I love rain. I like cloudy days. But anyway, but this whole concept of lightning striking a man. So create a video in a dark forest at night. Multiple lightning strikes a man with glowing eyes. His body glows brighter with each lightning strike. This made me think of Thor and Shazam and stuff like that. So let's see how Google handles this. All right, so there's lightning striking around a guy who's got glowing blue eyes. He's a guy, but lightning's not hitting him. Lightning's striking around him. It's okay, but it's not striking the guy. So let's see what Sora did. Okay, this is darker. I like the glow. Okay, you see the glowing. It's interesting, but I'm not seeing lightning strike him. I'm seeing lightning strike. I don't know. Lightning's so fast that sometimes it's hard to tell it. I took a picture once of a lightning bolt and a rainbow in the same frame, which having those two events happen at the same moment is a very rare occurrence. And to capture it manually using a phone is pretty epic. But anyway, this whole concept of the lightning striking the man, I felt like, the dark forest. I mean, they both got the brief and the elements. But I like the creativity of the Sora over the first one. The first one felt like, that's the thing. Like when I'm using like Gemini versus ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like my fun, silly, creative, version. Not that it's not smart; it is very smart. But Gemini is like more of my straight-laced, sort of, AI, a little bit more restrictive, not as creative. So I kind of feel like with Veo 2 and with Sora, they're kind of the same way. Sora's a little bit more playful, a little bit more creative than Google. But anyway, that's just my perspective. So a modern, sleek food truck. Create a video of a modern, sleek food truck driving through a city as it morphs in colors and size to maneuver through hectic traffic. It then flies up into the air and turns into a rainbow. So this, to me, I was thinking like Ant-Man, I was envisioning a food truck moving through a busy street and changing its shape and size and color and stuff, and then flying off into the air in a rainbow kind of a thing, because that would be cool. Anyway, let's see what Google did with this. So, I love the iridescence. You see how it shimmers? That's kind of cool. Okay, that rainbow thing is a little harsh. No, I don't like this. That wasn't the plan. Whoa. Excuse me. That was strange. Watching the rainbow turn into like kind of, it was like a side banner, then it kind of wipes away, becomes exhaust. I don't know. Like that's interesting. It looked a little fakey fake. I like the iridescence of the food truck. Let's see what Sora did. Okay, once again, iridescence. Interesting. Slow motion. See, the iridescence is really okay. So the iridescence is cool, but that was once again slow-mo, iridescence. Almost like I wish both videos would come together. It's interesting that they both did iridescence as a color change thing. Makes sense. I mean, that, but both of them had a very similar response, which I thought I find really interesting. So that's kind of cool. So if you're looking for a color changing thing, if you're looking for an iridescent kind of like reaction, like, hey, that's they'll both do it. So we had Quantum Day, which I didn't realize was a thing recently, and so I thought I would use these tools to create some quantum inspired video. Now I thought this was a very sort of creative yet conceptual video. I felt like Google did like a really cool representation of kind of like the quantum world a little bit. Let's take a look at Sora. Now I find this interesting. Sora animated, like created an image and animated it. I used this as a YouTube short to celebrate Quantum Day, but it was a little surprising, to be honest. I thought it was going to do better than that, but anyway, so this is the comparison between Veo 2 and Sora, and I feel like they're both great. I mean, they're both really epic compared to a lot of the text-to-video tools out there. Sora's got more controls and tools and options, and Google has got. They're newer to this, just recently, so I'm sure they'll do some interesting stuff with it. But I kind of feel like they're both great. They're both options, just like I use Gemini and OpenAI personally nearly every day. I'll likely, if it come to do text to video, I'll likely use both Sora and Google. So they'll become number one and number two interchangeable, and likely run in parallel to see who gives the best results. So anyway, thank you for checking this video out. I just wanted to check out the whole text to video thing because it's really amazing. There's really incredible stuff going on in the world, with the constant evolution of AI chatbots. But the modality and using text to video, I feel like is a great new additional capability. I think we're going to see more and more utilization of. Well, I'm sitting here at chatgpt.com, and in ChatGPT you can create images from here, and we're all fans of text to text, text to image, but I'm also a big fan of Sora, and we're looking at comparing Google Veo 2 and OpenAI's Sora videos. I've done some video on Sora last year. It's amazing what Sora provides. It's incredible. It's getting better and better. Oh, that's adorable. I love it. There's incredible tools like the storyboard tools, the mashup tools. You can create looping GIFs. There's just some really awesome stuff. Look at that, styles. So yeah, they're really continuingly to really evolve Sora. So very impressive. And I'll even go to Sora and just explore the content out here. It's fun just looking at things that other people have created, just amazing videos, really pretty adorable stuff. Some not so adorable. Anyway, but this is pretty cool. Wow. Yep. I'm a big fan of Tigger. This is really clever. Bert and Ernie. Yep. Interesting. Rocketeer. That is really cool. This is really, anyway, I can spend way too much time. So Google released their Veo 2, and it is available inside of Gemini. So it says video starts with just a sentence. Create a high quality 8-second video with Veo, AI video generator, and Gemini Advanced. So it's pretty epic. Basically when I'm in Gemini, I just select the Veo 2 option and it tells me it can create, an 8-second video from text. So basically, Google is now offering similar text to video capabilities. And we've looked at some comparisons. They're both very powerful. Sora came out, a few months earlier and has some really cool capabilities. And I kind of feel like if I had to pick one, I would pick Sora over Veo 2, because the videos, because the video capabilities, because of the tools, the mashup, stuff like that. I just feel like it's more the creative side of the whole, kind of AI world. You want to look at just functionality inside of a lot of the AI tools that come out of OpenAI just feel more creative than Google. Google's a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit more, kind of straight and narrow, not as creative kind of thing. So anyway, funny way to think of them that way, but I do the same way I think of them, the chatbots. ChatGPT is more of my creative, playful. Gemini is more of my straight-laced, super smart. Throw lots of data at it kind of thing. They're both people, they're both part of your family that you like, but you like them for different capabilities. And I feel like the same thing applies, almost like the same paradigm with regards to chat is now applied to text to video. And I kind of feel that way with text to image as well. The capabilities that OpenAI has added to text to image has been astonishing as well. People are creating incredibly cool stuff around that with some of the more creative prompts. But anyway, thank you for watching. But I definitely feel that both of these tools are very valuable. You should check them out. If you've got Gemini Advanced, hey, it's available. You just pick Veo 2 in the option. If you've got ChatGPT, hop over to Sora.com and take a look. Take a look at the amazing stuff that people create. Get inspired, mash up their stuff with your stuff. That's a really fun way to do it. Build videos, using an image. So you can upload an image and create a video from that. So there's some really amazing stuff you can do. And I feel like Sora just has the edge. It's been here first. It's got some more capabilities, but Google is building incredible stuff too. So it's coming along, and we'll just see where it goes next. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Have a great day and see you in the next video.